Previously on Crimson Hearts Collide.
Hello? Anybody home?
You came all the way to Alabama? For me?
With the help of her bestie, Kelsey, Sonora throws a Save the Farm party of a lifetime.
We have raised almost $15,000.
Basking in their success, Sonora and Zeke start getting closer.
Don't you feel like you can take a deep breath for the first time?
You make country life seem really beautiful.
And just as Sonora's settling into farm life, a wealthy investor shows up with a plan that could change everything.
It's the kind of offer that's very hard to refuse.
Oh my.
This is Crimson Hearts Collide with Melinda Williams, Keith D. Robinson, Tarina Pouncey, and Amanda Seals.
Minnie, Zeke, Scott's offer is a lot of money. Money that would make you two very, very comfortable.
Sonora, I'm a farmer. I didn't sign up for a comfortable life.
You wouldn't have the constant stress of not being able to pay bills or, worse, the farm going under.
I thought we had a deal.
And we still do. That's why I'm talking to you and Minnie, instead of Scott and his bank accounts. And I thought after everything you wouldn't jump to assume the worst about me.
We're sorry, Sonora. I think hearing 7 figures got us all a little rattled.
All I could think was it'd be hard to walk away from that kind of money. I might have panicked a little. Sorry I took my worries out on you.
It's okay. I understand. But none of this matters until we know if I can actually keep the farm. Mm-hmm. Eloise's lawyers are not messing around. But that's not something we can do anything about this late at night. I'm gonna follow Kelsey's lead and head to bed. We'll talk more tomorrow.
Of course.
Good night, Sonora.
Good night, Zeke.
Sonora girl, I came here to throw a party, not shovel cow poop. This smell is disgusting. How did I get roped into this?
Girl, pinch your nose and pretend you're on the L train. You're not leaving until this afternoon.
Okay, that actually helped. Why doesn't Eloise have to handle any excrement?
She's too busy trying to overturn Uncle Chuck's will. Then she'll sell the farm to Scott Brantley and laugh all the way to the bank, which, by the way, the bank is also totally out to get us.
What do you mean?
I got another letter. Even though we've made progress on the loan, we're still in default. And it doesn't help that Eloise is using that against us to try and overturn the will.
Then why are we in here when we should be going Annalise Keating on that girl?
Because someone has to keep the farm running. We got a lot of our workers back, but we're still spread a little thin while we try to save money.
If evil Eloise doesn't steal your farm, then why don't you just sell it to that rich guy yourself?
It's not exactly an easy decision. You know I made a deal with Zeke about the farm. You should have seen his face when he heard Scott's offer.
That you gonna sell this farm from right under me face?
Exactly.
Sonora, you're not seriously thinking of keeping this farm, are you?
Honestly, I'm torn. The price is right, and that money would pay off any remaining debt and make sure Zeke and Minnie could be comfortable. But they would never forgive me. This farm is their life.
But if you don't sell the farm, you'll still come home soon, right?
Kelsey, the longer I stay here, the more this farm is starting to feel like home. I mean, look at me. I'm not even bothered by the cow smell anymore.
You got used to this?
I know, right? Something about being here gives me a sense of belonging. I've never felt like this before.
I know you've always wanted that, Sonora, and I'm genuinely happy to hear it. But wasn't the plan always for you to wrap things up here and get back to your real life? Back in New York? With me?
Kelsey, you know you're my home wherever we are. But I can't even think about selling this farm until I do some digging into this Scott Brantley character.
No time like the present.
But the stables.
Let's ditch the poop and get the scoop on this Jeff Bezos of farming.
All right, Scott Brantley, let's find out who you really are.
See? Doing our recon in your Uncle Chuck's office was a great idea. Don't you feel like Aaron Brockovich? Go back. It's Scott with 1 T.
Ha! Good catch.
If I were you, I'd just type in his name and then evil ?
I don't know if he's evil. I just want to make sure I can trust him. I would only sell the farm if I got a guarantee that Minnie and Zeke would continue to run it.
I'm searching his name on Black Twitter.
What's the difference between Twitter and Black Twitter?
If you don't know that by now, I'm going to start taking demerits on your Black card. Now, Scott's name is very common, but I'm searching him in the Mobile, Alabama hashtag. I found something. Type in Markham Realty Group, LLC.
Kelsey, you are brilliant.
All those years trolling exes who blocked me, you learn how to get creative.
All right, I'm doing a LinkedIn deep dive. Looks like he's got a lot of connections to Markham Realty Group.
As in he works for them?
Not officially. But it wouldn't surprise me if he sources properties for them and takes a commission off the selling price.
What kind of gig is this?
The kind that benefits everyone involved. Actual employees don't have to pound the pavement too much, and Scott doesn't take a hit if the Markham Group gets into trouble. Markham Realty Group controversy. Oh, wow. Happens a lot, I guess. Look, there's a whole hashtag. Markham Misery. Whoa. Last year, the Markham Group bought a black-owned produce farm a couple miles outside of Mobile.
What happened to it?
Looks like they turned it into a racetrack.
A bunch of people hate tweeted Markham. Ridgeburn was black-owned, gave away lots of produce to low-income families, held educational workshops for kids. It looks like it was a real community hub. Kind of like this farm.
And Markham shut it down.
Look at this. Ridgeburn sold for a little over $1 million. A racetrack doesn't sound so bad. How much do you really like this farm?
Kelsey! Actually, he offered me 4 times that.
What? Nora, if you don't sell this farm and buy an island.
We've talked about this, Kelsey. I can't do that to Minnie and Zeke. Especially now that I know this Scott character might not be on the up and up.
They're adults. They can figure something out.
It's just that I've worked so hard to earn their trust.
You only met them a couple of weeks ago. What do you really owe them? Is their trust worth defaulting on a loan? Going into crazy debt? Last I heard, you can't cash integrity at the bank.
Lack of integrity doesn't pay great dividends either. Half the reason I'm here is because of how I handled the Sinclair case.
You haven't said Sinclair's name since everything got crazy back in New York. I was honestly afraid to bring it up. You still blaming yourself for how it went down?
I mean, anytime you handle a divorce case, both sides are trying to find dirt on each other, so it's not like it was wrong. Hiring private investigators is standard practice.
Well, the wrong part was the fake photos he gave you.
Sinclair literally bribed that investigator behind my back. I still have no clue how he even got to him.
Rich people are scary. That money buys them eyes everywhere.
You know, I told Laura something was off about those photos, but we had what looked like proof of Sinclair's ex-wife in a compromising position.
And they were faker than a Kardashian hindquarter.
Yep. Laura said we just needed to submit them and that there just wasn't enough time to wait for a lab to confirm if they were real or not. And of course, that was enough for us to win.
Okay. So you made a bad call. Laura was the one who made you jump the gun. You're not the bad guy here.
Yeah, but I'm not the good guy either. I could have listened to my conscience and I chose not to. So it's just as much my fault as it is Laura's.
But only one of you is on unpaid leave right now. Which brings us back to how you could get paid. Kicking Eloise to the curb and selling this farm.
And go back to New York? For what? I'm not even sure if I still have a job.
So find out.
You know what? You're right. I'll call Charlie and press for updates.
Oh, my ride to the airport's here.
Your ride?
It's Steve, the guy who dropped me off. We kept in touch so he could send me pictures of his ferrets. They're actually kind of cute.
Oh, you never fail to amaze me.
Walk me out?
Of course. Oh, hug.
Of course.
Remember, Kels, no matter where I am, you'll always be home to me.
Same, Nora. Same.
Hello, ladies. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Not at all. Morning, Miss Minnie.
Good morning, Minnie.
I just wanted to make sure Kelsey didn't need a ride to the airport. The truck's all gassed up.
Oh, I so appreciate your hospitality, but Steve, the ferret guy, is already waiting outside. Thanks for everything, Miss Minnie. Tell Zeke I said bye.
Will do, Kelsey.
Well, I hope to see you in New York soon, girl. I'll call you when I land.
All right. Bye, Kels. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Think you'll be lonely without your friend here?
I miss her already. Luckily, I've got plenty to keep me busy. In fact, there might be something you can help with. Remind me where you put the deed to the farm?
The deed? Why do you need that now?
For my court case with Eloise.
I can't believe this has gotten so out of hand.
And yet here we are. Now, I want to make sure that Eloise doesn't sneak away with the deed.
Well, it's in one of the drawers in Chuck's office. Come with me and we'll look together.
All right, let's go. Let me see, if I were a farm deed, where would I be?
It's definitely in one of these back two cabinets. I hope I'm not overstepping, but I'm proud of you, Sonora. The way you've just adjusted to this farm, the way you've let yourself become a part of it, Chuck would have been proud of you, too.
Thank you, Minnie. That really means a lot. So I hope I'm not overstepping boundaries either, but, were you and Chuck ever involved romantically?
Whoa! We're having that kind of morning, are we?
Well, feel free to tell me to back off. It's just you really tried to protect my opinion of him. You've defended his business practices. You've added a wifely touch to the interior design of the farmhouse.
I can understand why you'd wonder, but no. My relationship with Chuck never crossed that line.
Did you want it to?
Maybe. Sometimes. I certainly did love him. Chuck made me feel like more than a house manager. He made me feel seen.
And that is lovely. But then why didn't you feel comfortable going to him when you noticed the farm was struggling?
Chuck was a proud man. Promised me he knew what he was doing, and he knew how to get the farm from going under. He kept finding ways to make payroll, and I kept believing he could turn things around. If he hadn't died, I'd still believe he would have figured it out. He was a good man, and he did right by people.
Yeah, I believe you. Sometimes being left in charge of this farm feels more like a burden than a blessing.
Sometimes it takes hindsight to recognize a blessing when it comes to you. Aha!
Ooh,
Wait, I found the deed, so what are you oohing?
you found the deed. Great. I found this picture of baby Eloise. She had to grow into her looks.
All babies are cute. Let me see.
That's definitely Eloise. You can tell from the birthmark above her right eye. But the man in the new dad shirt is not Uncle Chuck.
No, that's definitely not Chuck.
This man looks like Eloise's twin.
Maybe he was her uncle.
Does he look like Eloise's mom? I've never seen Eloise's mother, so that's a real question, not me being snarky.
He doesn't look like Eloise's mother, but that doesn't mean anything. Genes are such a strange thing. You know, I looked just like my grandfather when I was a baby. They couldn't believe I wasn't a boy. Wait a minute now, Sonora. I don't like where this is going. Eloise may be harder to wrangle than a bag of cats, but Chuck loved her like his own. No one can deny her that.
I'm not trying to deny her anything. I know better than most that family is more than blood. But Eloise's claim to the farm is that she's Chuck's biological daughter, and if she's not...
Then she can't take the farm away.
You haven't cleared out Chuck's room, right?
What are you plotting, Sonora?
I'm gonna make sure Eloise is who she says she is.
All right. I trust you know what you're doing.
I do. I promise. And I really appreciate your support.
Of course, baby. But be careful. Remember, this isn't just another case to win. There's a lot more on the line now.
Oh, shoot, that must be Zeke. I forgot. We're doing milk deliveries today.
Honking that horn. You think he was raised by wolves?
Good morning, Zeke. I'm all ready for delivery.
Look at you. Sensible shoes and all.
Oh, should I have worn my heels? I can change real quick if that'll impress the neighbors.
I think the gala impressed him enough. Let me finish loading up the truck, and we'll be on our way.
Great. Good morning, Eloise. You having a photo shoot?
As all of my hard work at the gala continues to pay off,
Your hard work.
my dreams for my farm only continue to grow.
Your farm.
These pictures of the pastures, the house, that busted tractor over there, they're all evidence of inventory I'm gonna turn into gold.
As long as this farm is still in my name, all you're doing with those pictures is clogging up the iCloud.
Sonora, you may be coming in with your big city knowledge, but I've got the home court advantage. You're not the only one who knows how to make big money moves.
Do you even know what goes into a court case? I'm a lawyer, so trust me when I tell you. These things get messy.
I may have stuff to learn, but I'm in this for the long haul. And there are plenty of interested partners who are willing to go the distance with me.
You've been talking to Scott.
Of course I have.
Listen, we don't have to work against one another.
Then work with me. Scott and I had lunch. He told me about his plans for the farm. Plans that could bring money and jobs to this community.
And leave Minnie and Zeke with nowhere to go.
Why do you assume I wouldn't split the profits with Minnie and Zeke? I've known them since I was a child. I've loved this farm forever.
Ready, Sonora? We're good to head out.
Go on and win some more brownie points with your grunt work. I've got my own work to do.
I figured we'd stop at the grocery store first, offload the largest delivery, and work our way around town from there.
Yeah, sounds great.
Sorry, I crack my knuckles when I'm nervous.
I bounce my leg up and down.
Oh, so that's what all that ruckus was over there. She's human, ladies and gentlemen. Here, I was thinking you only had two modes, bossy and bossier.
Well, what can I say? You bring out the best in me. But what do you have to be nervous about?
I'm not. I mean, I am. We just haven't really talked since our dance. At the gala, I'm not really good with words,
You can say that again.
but I do think it's important that we're honest with one another.
I couldn't agree more.
So I just want to... What I'm trying to say is...
I like you too, Zeke.
What?
I just figured it'd be easy on you if I went first. Listen, I know that sometimes we're not on the same page, which is totally understandable. I mean, I'm from New York, you're from Alabama, but there's obviously a real connection here, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of working through the challenges, right? Okay, now you go. You were trying to express your feelings. I think. Weren't you?
I was, but
But
my ex, Jolene, she was just like you. Determined, ambitious. She had big dreams too. But eventually she jumped her way off this farm, away from me. I opened myself up to her in ways that I never had with anyone else. And I got burned.
Zeke, when we danced together at the gala, it felt good. You know?
I remember. I was there.
So what does your ex have to do with me?
Jolene knew how I felt about the farm. She'd heard all about my dreams too. She still left for a bigger city.
Okay, maybe you've gotten confused about something. Hello, Zeke. Nice to meet you. My name is Sonora, not Jolene, who it kind of sounds like you're still hung up on.
I'm not hung up on her. I just...
Yes? Okay, let's just listen to the radio and forget this conversation ever happened.
I didn't mean it.
The conversation never happened.
I should actually stop off to get some gas.
That'd be great. Hello, Sonora Williams speaking.
Hello, Sonora. This is Attorney James Harrison. I've got an update on the status of Chuck Thompson's will.
Oh, please tell me it's good news.
Eloise's request has been approved.
So not so good news.
Earlier today, a judge agreed to hear her case.
How is she contesting the will? On what grounds?
Eloise is claiming your uncle signed the farm over to you under duress. Do you have any kind of evidence to refute her claim?
I'm pretty sure the burden of proof falls on her.
Absolutely. But you know how this works. The longer she draws this out, the more it will cost you. I don't know what kind of resources you have, but if you don't have the capital to see this lawsuit through...
We're doomed.
Sorry I couldn't deliver better news.
Thank you for the call, Mr. Harrison. I'm sure I'll figure something out.
Hi, sorry I missed your call. If you can just leave me your name, number, and time of day, I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Hey, Philip, it's Sonora Williams. I was hoping to cash in on that favor you owe me from when I represented you pro bono. I'd like for you to run a paternity test for me. I'll have the sample sent over to you right away, and this is a rush job. Thanks, Philip. Eloise, two can play this game.
Okay. Ready to knock out these deliveries?
Yep, fine.
Well, home sweet home.
Yep.
Looks like a storm is gathering.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty tired after hauling around those deliveries, so I really should be getting inside.
Sonora, I'm sorry.
For?
I shouldn't have compared you to Jolene. That was unfair of me. I was feeling hurt. That's still hard for me to admit. Jolene leaving me really messed me up, and
Say it.
I'm scared to put myself back out there like that again.
I appreciate your apology, but it's been a long day, and I'm just not sure if...
Totally get it. As a rule, we cowboys are not great at communicating the emotional stuff. I tend to put my boot in my mouth from time to time.
Huh, really? I hadn't noticed.
Tell you what, if I can get Minnie to make her famous chicken pot pie, maybe then we can be friends again? Maybe?
Well, even with a boot in your mouth, you know the way to my heart is through my stomach.
All right. Now we're talking. Aunt Minnie, is it too late to put in a dinner request? Jolene?
Cat got your tongue?
What are you doing here?
Wait, Jolene?
The one and only. Well, apart from the one Dolly Parton made famous. Hi, Zeke.
Hi.
I hope the stunned silence means you're happy to see me.
What are you doing back?
Hi. I'm Sonora. I'm Zeke's... I'm Uncle Chuck's niece.
Hey there, I'm Jolene, Zeke's
Ex.
I'll go see if Minnie needs any help with dinner.
That your new lady friend? She's very beautiful. I love her hair.
Why are you back in Greenville? How long are you staying?
Hey, Jolene, how are you? Oh, I've missed you more than words can say. That's kind of how I thought it'd go when I imagined this moment.
Can you just answer my questions?
I came back for you.
What? Big city life in Birmingham, not all it was cracked up to be?
Not without you there.
What changed your mind, huh? Because you seemed pretty set on doing you when you walked out that door 9 months ago.
I was just breaking into my career. You know all the best graphic design companies are in the city. I had to do what was best for me.
Mm-hmm. And that meant leaving me behind.
You could have come with me. I wanted you to.
If you really wanted to be with me, you wouldn't have traded our relationship for your career.
Zeke, what do you want me to say?
The truth. That's what I wanted you to say. That you didn't think I was good enough for you.
That's not true at all. Come back to Birmingham with me, Zeke. I know I hurt you, but I'm here to ask. Please give us another shot.
Did she really just say she wants him back?
This is better than the soaps.
Oh. Charlie, it took you long enough to call me back.
I know. Things have been crazy over here, and I didn't want to call until I had something concrete to tell you.
Please let this be good news.
So, Laura accidentally CC'd me on an email chain she's been having with the partners.
About my promotion? Why wasn't I CC'd?
Because you're not a partner yet?
What did the email say?
They're keeping a lot of the specifics close to the vest, but the subject line reads, imminent changes in upper-level leadership.
Does the email mention my name?
So, earlier in the email chain, Laura says, Sonora's transition needs to be discussed immediately.
Sonora's transition? Can you forward that chain to my personal email? I promise I'll leave you out of this. Thanks, Charlie. Minnie, I have to check something on the computer in Uncle Chuck's office. Let me know if anything juicy happens.
Will do. And don't worry, Sonora.
Worry about what?
About Zeke.
What about him? That he's talking to an ex he hasn't fully gotten over? Psst, I'm fine. No worries here.
Sure. Well, you go right on not worrying. See you at dinner.
Bye, Minnie.
Bye.
Oh, okay. Farm in crisis, love life in crisis, now job in crisis.
Hello, Sonora.
Oh! You scared me.
You're the scary one walking around talking to yourself. You ought to get that checked out.
What are you doing in Uncle Chuck's office, Eloise?
I'm not in Uncle Chuck's office. I'm in my father's office.
What are you doing?
Pulling up an audio clip I think you'll find interesting.
You know, I told Laura something was off about those photos, but we had what looked like proof of Sinclair's ex-wife in a compromising position.
And they were faker than a Kardashian hindquarter.
Yep. Laura said we just needed to submit them and that there just wasn't enough time to wait for a lab to confirm. How did you...
Easy. I eavesdropped, and it's not hard. Your friend Kelsey has a voice like a foghorn.
Eloise, I don't know what you think you have.
I know what I have. The ticket to getting my farm back. Sign the farm over to me, or I go to JMZ with the proof you used falsified evidence to win your big case.
You wouldn't.
Just try me. So, what'll it be, cuz?
Crimson Hearts Collide, a Hallmark Mahogany production and AYR Media production. Starring Melinda Williams as Sonora, Keith D. Robinson as Zeke, Tarina Pouncey as Minnie, and Amanda Seals as Kelsey. Performances for this episode by Kimberly Dooley as Eloise, Tamara Bass as Jolene, John Edens as Harrison, Robbie Rain as Charlie, narrated by Diane Jackson. Additional voices by Ashford J. Thomas, Nasaka Malimba, Charlie Magdaleno. Executive producers for AYR Media, Aliza Rosen and Paulina Williams. Executive producer, Tracy Taylor. Co-executive producer, Rajan Shendil. Producer, Casey Wayland. Directed by Aurora Furlan. Written by Jonna Farron Smith and Octavia Bray. Associate Producer and Supervising Editor, Victoria Chang. Senior Associate Producer, Jill Peshesnik. Composer, Nathan Bankston. Editing and sound design by Joey Jordan. Assistant editing by Tim Mulhern. Mixed and mastered by Victoria Chang. Recording engineering by Bang Zoom Studios. Script supervisor Joey Jordan. Production coordinator Kai Williams. Production assistant Milena Kraljewski. Executive producers for Hallmark Media Tony Judkins and Erica McCrary.